Welcome to Spiritual Formation. My name is Kenneth Acha. I'm excited that you are joining us for this class. I'm really excited because I know that Spiritual Formation is a class that God has used to transform the lives of many students, and I am excited that you have been brought by God. I do not take it lightly when students come to my classes because I know that God selects and sends every single student that comes. So I'm really excited to have you. And I pray that you will feel welcome and that you will really feel like you're in a class with a faculty member that you could connect with and that you could reach out and get help whenever you need help. I'm going to basically give you a little tour of the material that you need to look at before the week even begins. I know that when you start a new course, it's usually a little bit overwhelming. You could have too much information and just sifting through it could be very difficult. And I want to take the opportunity to be able to say, hey, let me walk you through it really quickly so that I make things easy for you and help you to be able to enjoy your online class. So let's look at my screen with me. I'm going to share my screen with you, and I am looking at the page for spiritual formation right now, and I have a little introduction from me that you should read through quickly, and then you should see the link here to the tentative schedule and the important information that you need to start doing, which is the first thing you need to do is the syllabus and course requirements quiz. Quickly is that's the first thing that you do. And then you move down here, you see spiritual formation syllabus. You need to click on it and read the syllabus. It's really quickly. If you've taken any of our other classes, then really the course delivery information is the same for all our classes because they're delivered the same way. And you could skip that. You should read measurable outcomes and the course description. And of course, you know the course title. So you could skip this big blob of text right there. And methods of instruction is the same for all our classes. Required textbooks. You should have gotten your textbooks by now, but you could check by clicking on that. Course requirements and course assignments. You could browse these, but you're going to see all your course requirements stated clearly in the tentative schedule, which you will take a look at shortly. This is the tentative schedule that you can take a look at right now. I discussed the tentative schedule a little bit more in week 1 of the class. And so we will not go over it right now since we covered it in week 1. So our intro video for week 1 will be a little longer than I like them to be. I like to keep them around 5 minutes just to introduce the week. But that one will be around 20 minutes because I'll go over all this and explain things in a little bit more detail. Then the syllabus and course requirements notes, you need to read this and read the syllabus so that you can take the syllabus and course requirements quiz. Note here, this quiz should be the first thing you do in this class. Please do that quickly. You get 10 points for doing this, and these are 10 easy points that nobody should ever miss at all. Weekly scripture memorization. This is something that you would like. We have for every week, for all the 8 weeks, week 1 to week 7, week 8, there are no scripture memorization that we have listed here. Okay, from week 1 to week 7, you will memorize 4 scriptures per week. Okay, we'll memorize 4 scriptures per week. So basically, you'll read this and it will give you an idea how I prefer memorization to be done. You focus on content, not the citations. Basically, is the way to sum what you're going to be reading. So let's come out of there quickly. Then you would read this quickly. It's a small thing, a small note on how to make a good grade in this course. I care about you doing 2 things. You're learning the material and you're making a good grade. As your faculty member, that's my priority, and I think that's your priority too. You want to learn and grow, but you also want to have a grade that represents what you've learned. You don't want to learn and grow and then have a grade that says he didn't learn, she didn't learn. So we have designed a class to be able to do that, and I give you some tips here to focus on that. And I want you to especially note the competency-based learning. Read what is under there. The short of it is that we focus on getting you to learn what is being taught. I know that many students are busy, that some students work, some students even have 2 jobs and they're still learning. That's great. We don't want them to have a grade for something they haven't learned, but we also don't want to penalize them because they have an emergency or something happens. We want people to be able to be very flexible with the way they learn and grow, and we are very flexible in helping. So read that. That will help you if you are ever slow, for example, in completing your material because of some family thing or work or something that comes up. Our competency-based learning model basically says, don't worry about it. Contact your faculty member and tell them the assignment that was due this date, I'm sorry, I'm not able to give it the time that is necessary to be able to do a good job. Please allow me to submit it this day. And that's done. You can submit the assignment late as long as you don't have the time to be able to put in. We care that you actually do the work. But of course, you can't do this indefinitely. So you could do this until 2 or 3 weeks after the class. You have to turn everything in. But again, if you really can't turn everything in, even then, don't refuse to take the class. Don't drop the class. Actually, talk to your faculty member. We want to make sure that you get to learn and grow. That's it. Okay, so the next thing here is student introductions. You're going to click on it and you will basically write a 200 to 300 word introduction of yourself. So these are some of your classmates in the last semester that did it. And so discussion forum, you may not use it very much for this class, but it's here for you in case you need it, how to be able to respond to discussion forums, and you have that. Read this one. This is important because you use it for this course. The SOS Study, Obey, Share. This Learn, Do, Teach. This is how you're going to be writing your SOS journals that you have for this course. And the image of Christ. This is an important page. Just read it. But you're going to memorize these 21 attributes of the image of Christ because they're going to be on the test. But these are going to be revolutionary. They will help you really grow and attain the image of Christ. If you usually ask a Christian, who has been in the church for a little bit of time, they will say, oh, the Bible wants us to grow and become like Christ. Okay, and in other words, wants us to grow into the image of Christ. But if you ask them, what's the image of Christ? Just tell me, describe it in a way that somebody could take it, go and start doing it. What's the image of Christ? But it's hard to find somebody who will give you that. And then you say, if you don't know what the image of Christ is really well, is it possible that you're going to be able to reach something you don't even know how to clearly define? And that's what this serves. It paints that image of Christ for you so that you can grow, because spiritual formation is the development of the image of Christ. So as with image of Christ, important information, you click on that and check this out. And then this course etiquette gives you information on how to interact with each other. If you've taken one of our courses, it's the same, so you don't have to read it if you've taken one of our courses and read it, and if you remember it. But we recommend that you read it every time so you remember. Then there's a faculty introduction video here. It shows you a little bit more about me. It's a 23-minute video if you want to know more about me. And this will be present in all my courses, so if you watch it one time, you don't need to watch it the second time if you know enough about me. So that's about it for this introduction. Again, welcome to Spiritual Formation. I am excited. I'm stoked that you are in class with us, that you are on this journey, that God is going to really be walking with us, taking us from strength to strength and helping us grow to become like Christ. I am sure if you give in your best, if you give God your best in this course, this will be the best course that you've ever taken because you grow leaps and bounds. Again, welcome to Spiritual Formation.